Hi, my name is Ben. I'm one of the assistant lecturers here in first year biology, and I have here with me Tom, who is the unit convener. So we're just going to talk through a couple of the common questions that really come up, especially for new students entering first year biology. So how would you say the main differences between kind of a VCE biology and this first year university biology is?
I think one of the major differences would be that first year biology is much more applications based. So it's about taking biological concepts that you may have learnt in VCE biology. So there is quite a bit of overlap between the two. But it's more about applying it to new scenarios and the real world, so that we can make interpretations or predictions on biological phenomena that we might observe in our practical classes or out in the field.
So I guess less of perhaps a memorization of facts, and more it's about how do we start applying our knowledge and to real world examples and things like that.
Absolutely, yes. Heavy focus towards the application of knowledge.
And so then another really common question that people have is, if they haven't done VCE biology, are they going to struggle coming into this?
Well, there's definitely a significant advantage in first year biology if you have completed BCE biology. It is not essential though. So we have a number of students that come into first year bio that have never completed VCE biology. For them, they typically note that the learning curve's a little steeper. They note that it's very critical that they keep up with their weekly assignments and their weekly activities, so learning activities, and definitely don't fall behind. So don't allow yourself to fall behind, because when the weekly activities start to compile upon each other, that's when you start to get into trouble.
Yeah. But even in saying that, I guess there's quite a few resources to their disposal. I mean, we have daily drop-in sessions with the assistant lecturers, me and a few others. There's the past sessions, which are run by previous students. They can always contact you.
Yep. We also have the weekly Muddiest Point polls, which is essentially a weekly revision session for that for that week's content. And we also have your TA. So in your practical sessions, you can always ask your TA questions. Our practicals are very heavily aligned to the content and to the theoretical content. So a simple question to your TA might solve a lot of these problems as well.
And so speaking to the practicals, what can they expect? Like, will they be playing with animals, with plants? You know, what's the kind of focus there?
So again, the focus for our labs is the application of knowledge. So it's about trying to take the theoretical concepts that you learn online and apply them to real world scenarios. Part of our practicals do involve looking at animals and looking at plants, but it also involves understanding how the biology of these organisms, understanding how these complex organisms are put together and how they function within not only the environment but with each other as well. As well as to explore some of the practical skills. So a big part of our practicals is actually teaching you key practical skills that you will require as you move up into higher years. So for example, we focus on core microscopy skills, we focus on aseptic techniques, we focus on microbiological culture techniques, staining techniques, specimen preparation, data analysis. All these things are very, very much required if you undertake any biological field, whether it be within the biological sciences, perhaps you might be interested in the biomedical sciences as well.
And so, yeah, like I think probably a lot of people have this idea of biology is look at an onion cell under a microscope or dissect a piece of muscle or an eye. But yeah, we definitely go a bit more in depth. I mean, in 1042, which is our kind of ecological focused one, they have field work, for example.
Absolutely. So they go out and collect specimens out of our JMR facility, which is a inbuilt ecological research station, I suppose, but it's present on campus. They go out and do specimen collection. They do counts in the field. They do catch-release scenarios. They do all sorts of things at JMR. Even within Bio 101 and 1022, although they are primarily lab-focused, we still try and relate it to the outside world as much as possible. It's not just a simple look at an onion.
Yeah, look at an onion. Yeah,
Look at
like
an-
in high school.
Yeah, it's not going to be like in high school. It'll be about interpretation of real world data.
Yeah. And so what makes doing first year biology so important to continuing on and for any kind of like bio-related future courses that students might want to do?
Well, essentially, first year biology lays the foundation. So it lays not only the theoretical foundation in terms of key biological concepts, but it also lays the skills foundation. So I mentioned before that we focus on a lot of key practical skills like microscopy, specimen preparation, aseptic technique, etc. All in first year. We also focus on the skill of learning, learning how to learn from a variety of different sources, learning such as textbooks, such as journal articles, such as videos, such as all sorts of things. We also focus on data analysis, so being able to take large data sets and compile it down to find a trend that is actually reportable.
Yeah. And so I guess, like compared to what they may do in other units or what they might have this conception of uni of being kind of just like sit in a lecture and then go to a lab or something. Here it's a bit different. It's, it's a flipped classroom, as they say, and so a lot of self-directed learning and yeah, like you said, looking at it from different sources, from a journal article, from the textbook, from videos, data analysis and things like that.
Absolutely, yes.
And so then kind of on that, what's the life of a first year bio student,
Hopefully really fun.
Yep.
We try and make our classes as enjoyable as we possibly can. First year biology is, as I said, focused on application. So one key skill that you'll get out of first year biology is learning how biology is related to the real world and how biology is actually can be observed just from your daily walking around. In terms of the nitty gritty, I suppose first year biology adopts a flipped learning pedagogy, which essentially means that all the theoretical content is delivered online through videos or readings or journal articles or interactive online activities, all sorts of different methods. Students are required to read through or complete these activities before their weekly workshop. There's usually about 2 hours worth of online work every week that they need to complete before their workshop. The workshop is where we apply that knowledge, and this is a heavy focus of the first year biology course, where we take that theoretical information you've learnt and we apply it to a new scenario. So we try and encourage our students to think outside the box so they can think up new solutions to old problems, I suppose. After that, students will then complete a series of reflect activities which are focused on consolidation of that material, understanding how all the key concepts come back to each other and relate to one another, not only within the week but also between weeks. And then of course we have assessment in there, and in terms of assessment we have weekly assessment tasks which are related towards the theory content. They only take half an hour per week, so it's not extensive. They're all completed online. And then we also have, every fortnight, we'll have practical assessment tasks, where this is where we're really trying to get a hold of your abilities in data analysis or your abilities in scientific communication.
So that's, the pracs we were talking about before.
Those are the pracs I'm talking about.
Yeah. So do you have any, final words of wisdom for any future students, or?
Oh, any words of wisdom? Well, I hope you really enjoy first year biology. I'm very passionate about first year biology. I think it's a fantastic subject, and I've devoted my entire career to it. I think that biology suits the type of person who's looking for understanding the world around them. So a naturally curious person would really love biology because there's lots of aspects to further explore unusual phenomena. I think first year biology is also fantastic no matter what area you choose. So
Mm-hmm.
you might choose to go into core biological research looking at evolution or
Yeah.
plant diversity or sustainable crop culture, or you might be interested in the biomedical sciences where you are looking for that new cure for that disease, or you're looking
Yeah.
to come up with that new test that will diagnose things. First year biology provides the ideal foundation for that and will get you started on that journey.
Yeah, I think the breadth of biology there is definitely helpful. I came in myself not really having a super clear. I'd done science in high school, knew I was interested kind of in the biology side of things. And then, that led me down. From there, did physiology and pharmacology and ended up doing a PhD in neuroscience on Alzheimer's.
Yeah.
So, and that's all, and again, I didn't have a clear idea, but getting that breadth in first year really let me find out what I was really interested in.
Exactly. It allows you to try a little bit of everything, so you can sort of find your own path, so to speak.
Yeah, cool. All right, so we look forward to seeing you in first year biology.
Thank you.
Cool.